Welcome to another edition of J1 League football. Lots of sidestepping feet and show-stopping goals in this week's bag of footballing tricks. Keep your eyes peeled, you won't miss a beat on the J1 League Goal Zone. A look at the fixtures, just 6 games in for this round with some of the clubs away at the AFC. Relegation candidate Jubilo on the road. They took on Nagoya. Consadole at home against Sagan, while Sanfrecce played Gamba in Hiroshima. The champions were away to Avispa, and Kashima were in Shonan for their match. Nagoya had avoided defeat in their last 3 contests, most recently playing out a goalless draw with Sagan. They'd be confident of another positive result here, as they hosted a Jubilo side that had suffered a 6-0 hammering at the hands of Urawa, making it 6 losses from 7. Nagoya's confidence seemed well placed in the 19th minute, and nobody was more confident than Mateus Castro, beginning a move that evolved down the right-hand side. Eventually, the ball found its way back to him. He fought off a teammate to gain possession, and how about that for confidence? Your first goal of the show, and quite possibly the best goal of the weekend. On the half-hour mark, some questionable defending from Jubilo presented Nagoya with another opportunity. Yuki Soma, with a clear sight on goal, would hope to have done better, picking out the far post, but just landing his shot on the wrong side of it. Now into the second half, and Nagoya still pressing, but with the exception of Castro, it seemed as if they didn't quite bring their shooting boots with them. Takuya Shigehiro playing a nice 1-2 with Nagai, but he also couldn't find the target. And that trend continued as Shinosuke Nakatani threw himself at a near-post free kick without getting quite as much as he would have liked on the header. With Jubilo offering nothing in return, Nagoya pushed forward again 4 minutes later. On the edge of the box, Nagai squares to Shigehiro. His side-footed effort, though, gathered by Ryuki Miura. With 5 minutes left, another square ball, this time from Leonardo, finds Castro, but instead of thrilling us as he did earlier, he finds Morishita, whose effort is expertly cleared off the line by Masaya Matsumoto. Jubilo's attacking contributions to the game came very late on. Looking for the equaliser in the 87th minute, Fabian Gonzalez had a pot shot from 25 yards, no trouble for the goalkeeper though. But with a draw still very much a possibility, a long ball was pumped into the box in the 90th minute. It's knocked down for Yuto Suzuki, who takes it on the volley. But Langerak was standing in exactly the right place to gather that. 1-0 it finished to Nagoya. Consadole took a disappointing loss as they fell to Kobe previously and now faced a tricky task of bouncing back as they took on Sagan. The visitors were unbeaten in 4, and with 3 draws in that run, they'd be looking to score more points in Hokkaido. Shazad Haq with your commentary.
A delightful ball, they surely can score now. Shinzo Karoki, will they have a look at that one? I think he's onside. Well, he ought to have scored about 5 minutes earlier. He makes no mistake now. Delightful ball, curved it into him beautifully. There you go. They looked across at the assistant for help, but it's a nice ball, nice goal. Oh, nice ball in, nice turn as well, Ogashiwa. Came up Park Hyokyu. As I say, straight at the goalkeeper, to be fair. Got to be careful here. And that is the first save he's had to make, some deflected shots. He hasn't had much to do so far. Loose ball, that should be the opening goal. How has he dragged that wide? Taisei Miyashiro, in a point-blank position, has completely missed the goal. Great ball across the face of the goal. Diego pulls it back. Didn't really get under it. That is plenty of power on that shot from Koizumi. They've got it in though this time. Absolute delight. Well, you'd have to say, on the balance of play now in the second half, Tosu have worked really hard. Now looking for the cross, that's a decent ball in. Diego! Oh, what a goal! Lovely, lovely ball in. Delightful from Fukuoka, and it's a bullet header from the Brazilian. His second goal ever in J-League football and for his club. Oh, that's a great chance there, and again the keeper has tipped it over, but how are they getting into these positions now? Now they've outnumbered 3 against 2. Fantastic save from Sugeno. Could he have been a bit more unselfish there, Fukuoka? He looked across and then decided to go for goal himself. Wonderful save. Big strong hand there from Takanori Sugeno. And they follow up with that. Fukuoka. That came off his own player. He did well to get down to it off Diego, I think. What a turnaround from Sagan Tosu, who looked completely out of it. And they are now, slowly but surely, starting to get dragged into a relegation dogfight. Good news here for the opposition. It ends Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo 1, Sagan Tosu 2.
Shimizu had been in terrific form of late, winning their last 2 and unbeaten in 3 to jump out of the drop zone. That form would be tested though against Kashima. The visitors were on a hot streak themselves and had only lost once in their last 7 on the road. We often talk about corners being whipped in, and there's no better example than this one taken by Rion Yamahara at pace in towards the near post. All it needed was the merest of touches, and that's precisely what Thiago Santana gave it. Shimizu 1 up after 8 minutes. 1 minute later, and Santana involved again in the middle of the park. A super first touch, and then an exquisite through ball, finding Iago Pikachu, whose finish can only find the side netting. Kashiwa's first opportunity came 5 minutes later. Mateus Savio sending a long ball over to the right. Takuma Ominami plays a nice 1-2 with Dodi, but when he picks up the return ball, his shot is well saved by Shuichi Gonda, just getting a fingertip to the ball as he dives away to his right. 5 minutes before the break, Shimizu, having just defended a corner, found Carlinhos Jr. on the break down the left-hand side. Pikachu had made a run down the opposite side of the field and was in quite a bit of space. Nonetheless, he chose to hit that first time and pulled it just wide of the upright. They would come close again in time added on for stoppages in the first half. From the short corner, Eiichi Katayama outjumps the defender, but glances his header beyond the far post. Early in the second half, a beautifully worked corner from Kashiwa. Savio hits it on the volley. Shuichi Gonda, though, had it covered. 11 minutes later, having seen his teammate execute that volley superbly, Keiya Shiihashi air shots his attempt at a volley, but gets a second bite of the cherry, only to see it saved by Gonda. Having seen their goal come under recent attack, Shimizu made their way up the other end of the field, looking to change the momentum. Rion Yamahara decided to go alone, beating one, then a second, and a third, but couldn't beat Masato Sasaki in goal. Indeed, it was the goalkeepers who were looking to get the upper hand. Dodi getting the ball on the right-hand side and driving his shot towards the top corner. It took a deflection on the way through, and Gonda did well to parry that one over the bar. So with Shimizu having that slender lead and well into stoppage time, Kashima pressed forward for one last chance. Naoki Kawaguchi with a right-footed cross from the left-hand side, Yuki Muto stoops to conquer, and Kashima pull off a last gasp escape to take a point on the road. A terrific contest and a big point salvaged for Kashima, while Shimizu move up to 11th in the table. Stay with us, we've got new hat-trick heroes and plenty of goals still to come. You're watching the J1 League Goal Zone. With less than 10 rounds left in the season, pressure is building up in the title race and also the battle for AFC qualification. Coming up then, a club primed for both, making their way up the table. Let's head to Hiroshima. Sanfrecce made it back-to-back wins after a big win against Kashima last time out. Back at home this round, they hosted Gamba, a side without a win in their last 6, and coming into this one sitting in relegation waters and with a new boss in charge.
And here come Gamba. And it's Patrick looking to side foot one from outside the penalty area, and we've got an early opening goal, and it's come from Leandro Pereira. It all started with that big kick from Higashiguchi, didn't it? Gamba won the header, but from then on, they lost possession. Here's that big effort from Patrick to get through. Stumbled to the ground, and Pereira pounced on the loose ball and tucked it away with his left foot. Sasaki out there on the left-hand side of the field. Pushed down the line for Suter to chase on. Oh, and we've got an equaliser. It was a super ball played in to the apex of the 6-yard box, and that glancing header from Ben Khalifa. And we've got 2 goals inside the first 11 minutes here. Something for the home fans finally to shout about. Very well worked goal indeed. Gamba Osaka's defence has been sharp. There's a man down, as you can see there, as Gamba come forward. This is Pereira. Plays in Juan Alano. Pereira is waiting, and that's another strike, and they've gone ahead again. There was a man down, and that'll cause a little bit of controversy. Pereira was the man who brought it forward. And then a right-footed shot, beautifully done by Mitsuki Saito. Claim any. 2-1 down. Here comes the corner. Out swinging. Oh, and eventually it gets over the goal line, but the referee's going to wave it away, I'm afraid. There was the corner. I don't see any offside. Looks like Onoshima's goal is going to be ruled out. Second attempt. And a third. Well, it was Miura who had 2 bites of the cherry. Head to the ball here. Or a shoulder, I should say, but then he got a firm head on it. And batted away by the goalkeeper before Suzuki's effort was blocked by the defender. Sasaki. Driven to the edge of the penalty area, and on the volley, what a fine finish that is. Oh, an excellent right-footed shot from Ben Khalifa. His second goal of the game. What a first touch that is. And volleyed home on the full. That's some effort. comes Sanfrecce running with the ball at pace. Oh, and he's found his hat-trick. Ben Khalifa curls that one in towards the far post. First time. What a game he's had. And he has single-handedly put the home side in position to take all 3 points from this game in a match where they have twice fallen behind. Oh, and off the line. The goalkeeper particularly grateful. Look for the return, right-footed, pulls it back. Now from the edge of the box, oh, he's rifled that into the top corner. What a strike from Mitsuta. You can't really hope to hit a ball sweeter than that one. Oh. This is the angle. Have a look at that. Chooses not to send the ball into the box for the time being, at least. That's a lovely through ball, though. And it's opened up, and it's there. Thought they were going backwards. That's a superb ball. There's the little check, a little bit of help from the defender who misjudged that. Matsumoto put the ball to the left of Higashiguchi. Certainly in the second half, he hasn't had much impact on the game. A game that finishes after 94 minutes with plenty of goals for us to enjoy. And in the end, Sanfrecce Hiroshima will continue their assault on top spot. Gamba Osaka will struggle in the relegation zone, having gone down by 5-2.
Avispa were kept scoreless for their third game in a row as they lost to the Antlers last week. A second loss in a row, and their troubles could worsen as they took on champions Kawasaki. The visitors made it 2 wins from their last 3 and would be looking for another victory to close the gap in the title race. Here's Reach Roshan Ryan.
Yuzawa hits it away, but it's picked up by Damiao. And too strong for the opposition defense to deal with. Yamane, Ienaga, seeing a lot of the ball early on. What an opening down the right-hand side. Should be a simple finish for Marcinho with his 6th goal of the season. And that is just some lovely approach play from Kawasaki Frontale down the right-hand side. So Marcinho got in himself to a good position to finish that one off. Still back with Avispa Fukuoka as Mae and Hiratsuka exchange passes. Yanagi sends another one in. Oh, they're back in this. Avispa Fukuoka seeing lots of the ball. They were patient in possession. Delivering that cross into the run of Yuya Yamagishi. And the home side are back in this. Go back to plan A, surely. Hiratsuka. It's a loose pass across the center of the pitch, easily picked out by Frontale, and they come forward here with Ienaga on his right foot this time. Finds Damiao. Oh, Marcinho has been able to somehow squeeze it across the line. It was Hiratsuka that actually gave possession away. The sloppy pass in midfield. And then that quick transition might even be given us an own goal here. Last touch coming off Daiki Miya. Oh, that's a lovely pass out from Taniguchi into Ienaga. Killed it with his first touch as well. So good on the ball. Lovely quality with that cross. What a delivery from Akihiro Ienaga, and once more it's Marcinho with his hat-trick. From left to right, this pass pinged out by Taniguchi into Ienaga, who kills it with his first touch. Links up with Tachibanada and has all that time and space on his left foot. They put in a delightful ball right onto the head and onto the run of Marcinho. There you go, his hat-trick. Confirmation of that. Here's Ienaga, slowing it down for the moment before picking a pass out into Tono. That's a lovely turn from Tono. Is he taken down by Grolli? Yes, he was. Outstanding bit of skill from Frontale's number 19. Well, it was Ienaga who played it into Tono. Have a look at this. No doubt about the decision the referee had to make the moment he lifts it over Grolli. Now he's been sent off, Douglas Grolli. He's just been advised by the VAR to show a red card. Now he's beaten, decisions made. Is that a legitimate challenge to try and win the ball back? Ienaga. Well, he's gone to the goalkeeper's left. And that is a well-executed penalty from Akihiro Ienaga. Well, he's seen enough. The referee, Hayato Shimizu, calls an end to proceedings here at the Best Denki Stadium. Kawasaki Frontale climbing up the standings, picking up another 3 points. Consecutive wins now for the defending champions, back in the title race. Wonderful display of attacking football from Kawasaki Frontale. It ends Kawasaki Frontale 4, Avispa Fukuoka 1.
Shonan hadn't found a win in 4 and had slipped back into a worrying run of form, now sitting just above the relegation zone. More troubles coming to shore as they were faced up with Kashima this round, with visitors looking to make it back-to-back wins. An encouraging start for Shonan here in the 15th minute. Akimi Barada finding Tarek who drives that ball towards goal, but in goal, Kwon Sun-tae stood firm. With little else going on in the first half, Shonan began the second half well. An incisive through ball from Takuji Yonemoto, finding Yusuke Segawa, who twisted and turned, and was shot off, but Kwon again with his body in the way. It was 52 minutes before Kashima got their act together. Koki Anzai with a curling, dipping shot towards the far post. Koseitani keeping his eye on the ball all the way through its flight though. The breakthrough came in the 59th minute, and it was Kashima who took advantage. Everaldo laying the ball through to Yuta Higuchi, who pulls it back from the byline, where Everaldo was waiting, and the visitors now have half an hour to defend their lead. Shonan made good use of the time remaining. First in the 67th minute, Yonemoto tried from distance, his effort just brushing the side netting. Then from an outswinging 74th minute corner, Kazunari Ono with a strong jump at the far post. He knocks it down to Segawa, who deflects it home for the equaliser. Could the home side now steal a winner with 6 minutes left? After Segawa was put through by that defence-splitting touch, the opportunity was there, but Segawa blazed it over the bar. 1-1 the final score. Rounding up all the results for you, Nagoya taking 3 points against Jubilo, Sagan victorious on the road, winning 2-1 in Sapporo, Shimizu and Kashiwa playing out a 1-1 draw, while Sanfrecce were in late scoring form to grab the victory over Gamba by 5-2. Frontale put 4 past Avispa for their second win in a row, and Shonan taking a draw in their contest with Kashima. Despite the Mariners being out of action this round on AFC duty, they remain top of the table on 48 points. Sanfrecce, the big mover, up into second with 44, edging out Kashima, who fall into third and are on the same number of points. Kawasaki also move up a couple of notches, they're in fourth and tied on points with Kashiwa. To the other end of the table, Shimizu making good progress, and they move into 11th on 28 points, with Consadole just behind them. No movement for the rest of the clubs at the bottom, with Gamba and Jubilo still parked in the 2 relegation spots on 22 points each. That wraps up another round of top-flight action here in Japan. Thanks for keeping it with us on the J1 League Goal Zone. My name's Steve Dawson, and we'll see you next time.